Day 87. Well, today will probably be the last day I do a daily CDT report since we're going to be taking this break from the CDT. Nice night at the city park in Lander. Oh my gosh, that facility is amazing. And we met a couple of other thru hikers, Sandbag and Dreamcatcher at the park, which was awesome. Packed up and came into town. Wyoming is so breakfast challenged. I don't know why they hate breakfast in this state, but we were able to find something passable as breakfast at the Lander Bake Shop. It was pretty good. Then went to Next Repeat, the thrift store here, to get a dress to wear. Oh, there's the laundry mat. To get a dress to wear while we do laundry, have something clean to put on because all my clothes are disgusting. At any rate, we're about to go visit the Knowles Rocky Mountain Center. The headquarters for Knowles is actually here in Lander. I can imagine why, because they have the desert, they have mountains, they have everything here, water, all of it. So but we're gonna go in there and check it out. They have a bulk food store here, and they get people in here from all around the world. So I'm gonna go in and ask if they have any ideas on how to get the hell out of here, because we gotta get back to Albuquerque and get the van. Anyway, I'm gonna go check it out. Oh, there's a kitty. This is the customer drop off. Drop off your customers into this box outside the laundromat. That's hilarious. I feel like they mean something different, but that's how I took it. That was an awesome stop. The Rocky Mountain headquarters or school stop is pretty cool. They have a Nomad bin in there with all kinds of like free food. It's all bagged in bulk and unlabeled, so you can get your fill of dodgy unidentified powders and other assorted dehydrated items. And Shannon, who was in there, helped a ton trying to figure out how to get out of here. Apparently there's a shuttle service, but also they have a hotel or motel a couple blocks away where sometimes people post rideshare requests on a bulletin board, so we're gonna go check that out. And it's not too terribly hot yet, so that's nice. While I was walking around, we gotta go find a place to dump these bags. All right, we got into the Holiday Lodge here for this evening because I need internet access in order to try and figure out travel logistics to get the heck out of here. They were super, super nice here. Like, it's way before normal check-in, and they totally let us come in. Gave us a really good rate, but this is hilarious. They have watch children here, which to me sounds way more terrifying than like watch dogs or other watch items. Children come out and bite your ankles if you try to do anything dodgy on this property. All right, had a shower, we did laundry. I got this dress at the thrift store for $4.20. What at $4.20? At any rate, we went out, had lunch. Back to the same place as yesterday. This place doesn't offer a lot of restaurant options. I don't know what it is with Wyoming and restaurants, but they just don't have them. Anyway, Nightcrawler wanted to get ice cream. The Shake Shack was incredibly busy, so he went for McDonald's. So I took the opportunity to walk over to the ranger station, which is right across the street from where we're staying. I was gonna pop in here and see what's going on since I don't have to worry about carrying weight so much anymore. I can go back to my diabolical ways of collecting literature. Okay, well, we are finally getting ready to depart Lander. There's no public transportation here that's of any use at all. So we're gonna try and hitch south towards Rollins and Laramie, trying to stick to secondary highways as much as possible because our chances of getting picked up and not murdered are better than if you try to hitch on an interstate. So we'll see how this goes. Hopefully we're able to get at least to Colorado, where hopefully people I know in Colorado can give us a hand, or at least worst comes to worst, we can find a place to crash for free tonight as we make our way to Albuquerque to pick up the beast and get her back out to Southern California so I can do the TED Talk. wish us luck. Well, thanks to Lorax, we've made it back to Rollins, which was further away than I realized. So that's awesome. And we're gonna finally get to check out the all-you-can-eat Thai buffet that we missed the last time we were here because we were too lazy to walk back into town to eat it. I can't wait. I love Thai food. So this should be good. So, like 8 hours later, we made it to Steamboat Springs again. Thanks to Lorax. Oh my God, that's quite a long way. He's got us out of Lander, Wyoming. At any rate, he wanted to have a beer, so we're at Storm Peak Brewing Company, and we are going to thank him with beer. Well, all right, it's August 2nd, and we just left Lander yesterday with Lorax, and he brought us all the way to Yampa, which is south of Steamboat Springs. Took us to a place to camp last night after we dropped by a brewery, Stone Peak Brewery. He said it was one of his favorites, so we treated him to some beers for driving us all the way down here, us and Joe Mama, who I'm so bummed I forgot to get a picture of him. He was cool as hell. A teacher from New Hampshire who was doing a long section of the CDT that ended at Rollins. He was southbounding. And yeah, so Lorax actually took us to camp right off the road where we had walked out of Steamboat. We had bailed off of Buffalo Pass a few weeks ago because of the snow. And we camped at a place that was like maybe a half a mile away from where we camped on our way down off the hill a few weeks ago. So super cool guy, super friendly, incredibly helpful, apologetic he couldn't take us further. It's like, dude, you already drove us from Lander to Yampa. Like, it was more than we could possibly dream. So that's awesome. Anyway, now we're gonna try and hitch out of here and get to Edwards, where we can actually take the Summit County bus from there to Leadville and continue making our way south. It's going to be easier, I think, to try and hitch on secondary highways because it's easier, than dealing with an interstate. And on an interstate, you never really know where people are going or where they're coming from. But on the secondary highways, there aren't as many choices, and so it's easier to catch a hitch, and everyone can check each other out a little bit better. Anyway, we're at the Sinclair here in Yampa with the obligatory dinosaur statue out front. And there's really only one direction to go from here if you're going south. So theoretically, if anyone's going south, they'll either be going to Walcott or Edwards. So hopefully it won't be too hard for us to catch a lift. Anyway, wish us luck. So an awesome dude named Angel Ramos picked us up in Yampa finally. We didn't wait too terribly long, but he actually brought us all the way to Vail, which is great because that's where we were going to be transferring anyway from Edwards to catch the bus to Leadville. So he hooked us up with a whole bunch of food. I felt so bad because once we got here, I had to pee so bad. I thought I was going to pee his car. So I ran to the bathroom here in the transit center in the Lion's Head part of Vail. And when I came back, he was already gone. So I'm so sorry I missed saying goodbye to you, Angel. Anyway, I'm going to look him up on Facebook. He does some amazing custom construction work all throughout Colorado. And yeah, so we're here. I know the people over at the Lift House Lodge, Packy and Mary Walker. So I'm going to go over and try and see if they're around and say hello. And maybe make a sandwich or three with all of the sandwich making stuff that Angel gave us. He gave us bread, Cokes, Gatorades, ham, 2 kinds of cheese. Holy crap. Oh, and a bunch of peanut M&Ms. So, and then this guy in the truck right behind us totally just rammed that sign. It says right at the beginning of the parking garage, clearance 7 feet. Dude, you more than 7 feet. He has looked at it. He's just leaving it there. He checked his truck to make sure it was okay, but whatever. Yeah, fuck that sign. In Vail. So our attempt to find Packy and Mary at the Lift House was unsuccessful. Apparently Packy hasn't been there in a long time. The chick didn't even know who Mary was, which makes me hope nothing horrible has happened that nobody told me about, because that happens frequently, unfortunately. Anyway, we hung out, had a sandwich, met a cool chick named Lucy out in front of one of the real estate offices who hooked us up with a coffee and a chai. What? Chai? And yeah, so now we're gonna pop into Barton Yeti's here on Lion's Head and Vale and see if we can locate Packy. She said Packy was probably still wandering around here somewhere. So maybe pop in and give a look at the bar. It's where he tends to be. Well, unfortunately, we just missed Packy and Mary at Barton Yeti's by a very short time. Apparently they went in for lunch. So I don't know why I always do this, but like I never think to actually check my phone to see if I have someone's phone number in it. And as it turns out, I did have Packy's number. So I called them and yep, sure enough, we missed them and they were on their way out of town. So bummer we weren't able to see them today. But yeah, so now we're just kicking back at Gore Creek, hanging out for a little bit, waiting for the bus to Leadville and continue our southbound trek. So we made it to Leadville and that bus going away. We were the last people on the bus down here to Leadville. I pretty much figured there'd be no chance of hitching at a Vale or the Vale Valley or any of those resort areas. A little too precious up there to pick up some hitchhikers. But Leadville's a different story. Leadville's a more of a down-to-earth community. So she dropped us off at the south end of town on Highway 24, which is awesome. She dropped us off in this giant Boom Days lot area, so there's plenty of room to get picked up. We still have a couple of hours of light left. We're gonna try and get down to Poncha Springs or Salida, and Toasted Toad has already offered to come and collect our sad asses. We could actually get a good night's sleep tonight before continuing our southbound hitch fest. At any rate, I just wanted to catch her on video before she totally took off. And you know how my phone like totally delays? It's like censoring me with its seconds delay before it starts videoing. But I gotta pee, and then we're gonna burn one, and then we're gonna hitch out of here. Hopefully see you in Salida soon. So hey, remember this place? Yep, we're in Poncha Springs again at the Hunger Shack or Hunger Barn. I'm not sure. They have some pretty dank ass hamburgers here. Pretty good waffle fries too. And ice cream. They also have a barbecue trailer on the other side of the building. Anyway, this is the place that Toasted Toad picked us up from last time. And the guy who hitched us out of Leadville said that he could only take us to Buena Vista. But he ended up bringing us all the way here because apparently wherever he was gonna drop us off, there's a bunch of prisons around and a bunch of signs that say don't pick up hitchhikers. So, awesome. He ended up driving us all the way to Poncha Springs, which is great. So, we're gonna hang out here for a little bit and not blow away and wait for Toasted Toad. Oh my God, the best connect ever to come and collect our sad asses again. We did pretty good today. We made it from like way north central Colorado to south central Colorado in what, 2 hitches? Well, technically 3 hitches and 1 bus ride. It's been a long day. Definitely looking forward to doing not hitching until tomorrow. We are back at Toasted Toads. He picked us up from Poncha Springs. Oh my gosh, perfect timing. It was just getting ready to storm balls. We hung out at the Hunger Junction for a while waiting for him. I tried to give the ham that Angel gave us to this homeless guy or like traveler or something. He like hangs out with a cart there a bunch, but he didn't want any part of my partially used ham, gently used ham, might I add. And we had clean hands when we messed with it. We had just gone to the bathroom and like washed our hands in Vale. but he didn't want any part of my ham, but he did want meth or weed, neither of which is contained in my ham. So now I still have ham and this big old bag of food. So I'm gonna take it upstairs, see if I can get some of this weight off my back. It's day 3 of our Hitchathon Fest from Wyoming to New Mexico. We got a late start today because we got to stay at Toasted Toads again last night, and I may have had too much wine. So I didn't feel too great this morning. They dropped us off after the farmer's market in Salida, which is a really nice market. Oh my gosh. And I had the pleasure of meeting one of my Facebook connections, Tom Sizak, this morning at the market as well. I totally did not realize we were connected on Facebook until I looked it up later. I apologize for that, Tom. It was great to meet you. He gave me his card, so that was awesome to meet him and his wife, Mary. Anyway, so we got dropped off here a little bit earlier, but I had to take a nap. Oof, gross. We did shower, whatever. I got to take a little nap. I got to eat a Palisade peach. They aren't quite as good as I remember them, but maybe it was just that particular Palisade peach. I don't know. I still think that Palisade peaches are some of the best ever. Anyway, we are out just a little bit north or south of Poncha Springs now, near an incredibly large and convenient pull-out space for anybody who would wish to take us south further, maybe Alamosa, ideally New Mexico, but we'll see how far we get today. First, we got to get this ride. So we waited at Poncha Springs a little less than half an hour and caught a ride from a dude named John, who was incredibly interesting. And he got us all the way to Pagosa Springs, which is great. We're almost to New Mexico finally. Unfortunately, when we got here, it was pouring balls, which is obviously undesirable if you're trying to catch a hitch, standing in the rain, getting water and road grit splashed on you, and nobody wants to stop for 2 hikers in the rain. So we ate, and it's cleared up a little bit. It's still sprinkling, but not nearly so bad. So now we're making our way down Highway 84, US 84 a little bit to get around the corner, and hopefully we can catch a ride into at least Chama, if not further south. That last ride also took us further than we expected to be able to go. He wanted to take us to Durango, but Durango is like way further west than we need to be or want to be to get back to Albuquerque. So yeah, here we go. So far the hitches have all been with really interesting people. That guy had crazy stories. We'll just see who we pick up next, or who picks us up next. Good times. There goes Joe, our most recent hitch, who got us a little bit out of Pagosa Springs, but he wasn't going very far. He was just driving home from work. So he actually was kind and drove us a little bit further, because where he lives, the turnoff to where he lives, is like in the middle of a bunch of curves on a really narrow road. So anyway, he got us at least to this open clearing with a nice place for people to turn off. Hopefully one will soon, because it's raining and we're out in the middle of the country with no cover whatsoever. So all right, here we go. What was that, hitch number 5? I don't remember. Here's hoping we get number 6. He got us 17 miles out of town, and Chama was 45 miles away. So we're less than 30 miles from Chama. Hopefully we'll catch a lift soon. So there goes another Jeep. Guess what kinds of vehicles never pick us up? That's right, the most outdoorsy of vehicles, the Jeep. You know, I can see why maybe they wouldn't want to pick up a couple of people who actually have walked a really, really long way. No Jeep required. Get to see all the same stuff and even more. But yeah, I think it's super interesting. Jeep people never pick us up. Even though they have tons of room in them and we could sit in the way back and everything. But nah, Jeeps. Jeep owners. Okay, our last hitch for the day because it's 7:20, but we made it into Chama. And I've already called ahead to make sure. He's going to Taos, which would have been okay, but Taos is stupid expensive, so we can't really afford that. But the Y Motel here in Chama is freaking awesome and mad cheap. So she had one room left. Thank goodness we're going to go collect it, and we're done for the day. It's still raining, but tomorrow hopefully it'll be cleared up enough and we can get on out of here tomorrow morning after breakfast at the place with the giant breakfast burrito, which I will not be ordering because I don't have hiker hunger anymore. And yeah, yay, can't believe we made it this far. 7 hitches from Lander, Wyoming to Chama, New Mexico. Woo, Hitch Fest continues. Day 4 of Hitch Fest 2019. We are leaving the amazing Y Motel in Chama, New Mexico. This is our second time staying here. This place is so great. Oh my gosh, she and the owner, or the manager here, is just awesome, and her little dog Peanut. There's the sign. That sign's cool. Although I haven't seen it lit up yet because we're never out here after dark. Although she does have some cool red neon going around the entire place. She's turned this place around. Apparently it used to just be a flop house. But it's a really nice place, and it's only $43 for a room. Way cheaper than Taos. At any rate, we're gonna head to where we can try and hitch down south out of here. If we can get to Espanola. Somebody just hit me up on Facebook and said they'd give us a ride from Espanola to Santa Fe, so that'd be rad. Anyway, thanks for the good times again, Chama. We'll catch you up trail. There goes Miguel and Isabel. First time I threw out my thumb in Chama, he pulled right over with his dog. He's awesome. He's from Argentina originally, but lives in Durango now and does conversions of old Westies and old VW buses. So, oh my gosh, super cool dude. Wow. Really fun conversation. Unfortunately, he wasn't going to Espanola. He was going to Taos, so that's where we are now, in Taos. And if we can get to Espanola, we have someone who will give us a ride to Santa Fe. We will figure it out. Dude, he's got a cool ass bus. That rig is tight. I mean, it's a 4-wheel drive, solar and everything. I got some van life dreams, van life goals now. All right. Anyway, we're gonna figure out where the hell we get out of here. We're in center town right now. The plaza in Taos is just right there. It's been a long time since we've been here, but we can't really afford to hang out here. We don't have the time or the money. So off we go. Well, all right, we're still in Taos. We stopped to get something to eat. This is the main drag. Paseo del Pueblo Sur. So hopefully we got a little bit south at the center and got something to eat. We're starving. And now there's a bus that goes from Taos to Santa Fe, but it's not for a little over an hour. So hopefully we can catch a ride and get a bit closer to town. The bus to Santa Fe doesn't arrive until like 6 o'clock. So, and then the next rail runner after that doesn't get into Albuquerque until almost 10 o'clock tonight. Man, we're tired. We want to be done with this. So hopefully we'll catch a ride. Obviously, we can't catch a ride any quicker than we did last time because cars have already passed us. But that last ride was awesome. Miguel was super cool. So was his dog Isabel. So we were able to at least get a ride to the south end of Taos from a cool old vaquero, but he was just cruising. He was just all dressed up on Sunday with his big Rottweiler dog, to cruise Taos on Sunday afternoon. But the good thing about getting us here is we're at the south end of town now. Most of the people that make it this far on this road are probably leaving Taos, whereas where we were before, there was still like 2 miles of town, 2+ miles of town left. And if we can't catch a ride, we're actually at a bus stop. There's a bus that goes from here to Santa Fe at like 4:45. So if worst comes to worst, hopefully that won't happen because it's only like a little bit after 3 right now. But yeah, like it took forever to get that lift. Hopefully from out here on the sort of southern outskirts of town, it won't be so bad. Anyway, the adventure continues. Woohoo! Oh my God, it's dark. Day 4 of Hitch Fest 2019. From Lander, Wyoming to east of Albuquerque, we finally made it. 8 hitches, 2 bus rides, and a lot of really interesting characters on the way. We could probably do an entire movie or book or something about. Holy crap, there are a lot of interesting people in this country, and we rode with a handful of them. But anyway, we made it back to my New Mexico parents' place, and the van's here. He says she starts, and I need new tires. I knew that. I was happy to get out here the last time. But yeah, so glad to be here and so grateful to Johnny, who brought us here all the way from Espanola, which is not that close, and like really went out of his way and above and beyond just to like get us, make sure that we got here, because out in the middle of nowhere.
Thanks, Johnny.
Safely and reasonably sanely. And if there is any insanity involved, it was certainly not due to him. But yeah, oh my God, so glad to be done with this part of the trip, because I gotta say, I feel like this hitching adventure, it was fun and everything, but it was more exhausting than walking 30 miles in a day. Like, I would rather do that any day of the week and twice on Sunday, which happens to be today. So tomorrow, hopefully, we'll start driving to California. That should be interesting because the van is currently registered on non-operational status because it has to be smogged at a California special smog place in order to get the registration up to date. We're not in California, so we have to drive there to have that happen. So hopefully it'll all work out. But anyway, that's tomorrow's SuperClassy's problem. For today, I got what I need. I got the van, which you can't see is back there somewhere. There's some bangin' ranchero music playing somewhere nearby. And I got my banquet. So cheers. Cheers to everyone who helped us get here. It truly does take a village to get these two asses up a trail, off a trail, around a trail, wherever. The adventure continues. We'll see you tomorrow. This is New Mexico weather. Blue skies, thunderous downpour. Give it 15 minutes, those blue skies will probably be right over here. So we are finally heading back to California. We stopped here at the Sandia Rangers District of the Cibola National Forest to say goodbye to Carol, my New Mexico mom. They've hosted us for the last several days, so could coagulate my feces for this talk. But yeah, so now we're gonna start making our way to Dan's folks' place out in Arizona, sort of a good halfway point in between here and California. And thank goodness it's a cloudy day, because that van, she needs some work. So fingers crossed we make it. Should be all right. About 7, 9, 10 hours in the car today. Woohoo! But we've been at their house for like the last several days without going anywhere really. So it'll be nice to get some fresh air. So we didn't make it all the way to Whitman yesterday, but We are a little bit south of Flagstaff, no issues. We found a nice place to camp. A little bit south of Flagstaff. This place is awesome. It's dispersed camping on the forest. And we came in after dark. I stopped driving because I stopped being able to see the potholes and divots in the road. And my tires are really light thin. So I'm not trying to pop one because I don't really have a good spare. But anyway, we found this place. There's people all over the place in here. But look at this. Those people have a fucking tent for their razor because, you know, you don't want it to get wet or cold or scared. What the hell? That's so funny. Anyway, we're gonna finish packing up and get back on the road and head to Nightcrawler's folks' place. A little bit outside of Phoenix where we're probably gonna stay tonight. Adventure. It's been so nice to actually get to be back in the van. I missed it. Well, so this happened. We're standing on the side of the I-10 in between Indio and Palm Desert. Broke a belt somewhere, broke a belt. I heard it snap and break and rattle around in the engine compartment, so I pulled over as quick as possible and shut this bitch off. Poor girl. She's a little dry. She's a little thirsty. Anyway, AAA's coming. It's Sunday, so that blows. But at least we still have plenty of time to hopefully get that belt replaced, and hopefully it won't be too expensive, and still make it up that mountain at some point this evening or tomorrow morning for my final dress rehearsal for my TEDx talk in Skyforest. Always an adventure. Some adventures are just a little more dangerous than others. Okay, so we had as positive an experience as you can have, being broken down on the side of a freeway, a major interstate in the middle of the fucking desert. Anyway, a cop came and he was cool. He'd never heard of TED though. Hope he fixes that problem. And AAA is here. We got a place to take the van and they can get it fixed today. So, sweet! Onward. So we're still stuck in Palm Springs. The van's at the Firestone in Cathedral City. I called at like 11 when we were getting kicked out of our motel room to find out what's up with this van because nobody had contacted me. And they said that so far all it needs is the belts replaced, which is, you know, hopefully not an expensive fix. The belts themselves should be pretty damn cheap. They said they'd call me back in 10 minutes with like an estimate. It's been over an hour and I still haven't heard from these fucking people. So we came and had something to eat because we're gonna take the bus back over. We took a lift into town yesterday and the lady was nice. She only made one wrong turn and only ran one stop sign almost. But yeah, the bus is $1 a person to get back there. So we're just gonna take that. And then I'm just gonna stare at them until they do something about this van. We're not here for fun. It's over 100 degrees here. It's hot as shit in Palm Springs. I do not want to be here anymore. So we had breakfast at Bit of Country. This place was delicious. Oh my God. It was amazing food. The prices were pretty much in the same ballpark as any IHOP or Denny's or whatever. But the food was way better quality and super nice people in there. And they have some really cute murals on the wall. So, you know, I like to support the homegrown businesses. Anyway, we're gonna sit here for a minute in the shade and then find the bus stop so that we can go back to the van and hopefully get back on the road soon. Get the hell out of Coachella Valley. So we are slowly, so slowly, trying to make our way up to Skyforest, where there's a rehearsal for the TEDx event on Sunday. Today's Wednesday. Oh my goodness, this is the third turnout we've had to inhabit since we started trying to come up here. We left early this morning trying to get up before it got too hot, and it's already almost 10 o'clock. Right now, this van's averaging about 5 miles or less before it starts overheating to the point that we have to pull over. So frustrating. But anyway, once we get up the hill, we're planning on staying here this evening, so I don't have to do this again. Well, I'm gonna have to do it one more time, but hopefully when we get back down the hill, I'm gonna take the van in. Hopefully someone can do something, check the thermostat, flush the radiator, whatever, because I mean, she don't like hills and heat and all that, but this is ridiculous. It wasn't this bad the last time I came up here. At any rate, oh my goodness, this off-trail time has been so stressful and exhausting. We haven't really had any place where we could go and like have time to ourselves, except for, you know, when we were stuck in Palm Springs. It's hot everywhere, but at least now we're almost up to 5,000 feet and we've got about another 1,000 or 2 feet to climb still in the van, which is acting an awful lot like a hiker these days. She doesn't like to go uphill and she does it real slow and she gets hot, so we gotta pull over and take a little break. It's an exercise in patience and stress management. We'll get there eventually. Like a couple of turtles. Look at these guys. We're at Lake Arrowhead, which is near Skyforest. We came into the village to hit the grocery store and find some breakfast, but dang, they remind me of Beaker. A bunch of beakers, they probably peck you. Geese are kind of mean. Uh-oh, could be a gang war here, turf war. Ah, the geese are getting surrounded by little ducks. They're so funny. They're so awkward looking with their little back feet all kicked out. Cute. So we are on the ground at TEDxSkyforest. This is so exciting, actually seeing how everything's coming together. Mainly, I'm super excited that the stage is currently in some shade because the other day it was in full sun and I almost died. At any rate, everyone's busy doing stuff. I'm gonna try and find a snack and maybe some coffee. A little bit nervous. I'm the first speaker today. I'm super excited about that because then I can just do my thing and then relax and watch everybody else talk. I haven't really got to hear anybody else's talk except for one guy, so I'm really actually super excited to hear what the other speakers have to say. In the meantime, I got needs, so bye. And that's a wrap. I was first of the speakers and I did pretty well, except I did forget just a little bit at the end because I got flustered. I saw somebody waving and I didn't know who it was, but I was thinking that they were trying to tell me that my time was running short, so I started rushing. And I forgot to say, like, you know, like the most important wrap-up shit, but what are you gonna do? I'll end up recording the entire talk as I wrote it for release later, but the talk itself should be available on TED.com within the next month, so that's exciting. But in the meantime, I can breathe again and go back in and watch everybody else do their thing. My work here is done. Well, we are done with TEDx. This is the view from our little shortcut, our safety shortcut, back to the van at Sky Park Yoga Playscape. Oh my goodness, what an amazing day, filled with fantastic people, with great ideas. They're all asking me if I'm like all relaxed and stress-free now because the talk's over. And no, I'm not. I wish I was, but man, we have a shitload to do before we get back on trail. But first things first, we gotta get the van packed up and hopefully she'll make it down the hill, okay? Her brakes are not good, so the issue coming up was she overheated a lot. What would normally take less than an hour took 4. And hopefully we don't go burning brakes and like full-on movie speed on the way down. But yeah, we fly out to Denver tomorrow. Oh my goodness, a lot of logistics left to deal with. And yeah, the stress continues. Can't wait to get back on trail now that the talk's done. I really enjoyed doing it and the whole process. And I forgot a few sentences near the end. Somebody waved and I got flustered because it was near the end. So I was thinking, oh shit, I'm out of time. I better hurry up. So yeah, the ending, not my strongest finish, but whatever. I got almost all the words out I wanted to say, so win some, you lose some. I'll record the whole talk the way I wrote it when I'm in a stress-free environment, probably sometime in the year 2037. Great day. So many thanks to Amina, who arranged all this and had faith in my ability to produce a talk that made any sense at all. I think it was a good day. So we got a flight in like 4 hours. We camped out at my brother's house.
30, maybe a little older.
Oh, that's a compliment. So this motherfucker.
His sister, they came to roll out of a van out here in the parking lot, living in our carport, I guess.
This guy, my brother, is getting a restraining order. My brother is developmentally disabled, and this is his neighbor, Mike Thaman. Apparently he's been bullying my brother since my brother moved in here, so my brother's having to get a restraining order against him. Anyway, we camped in the van last night because, unfortunately, less clean than we were hoping. So we just slept in the van last night, getting ready to go clean out this van before we try and fly back to Child.
35, 40.
There's this guy out here now. He's harassing us. So he's on the phone with the cops. So I guess we'll wait for them because I don't want to have any trouble with my brother here. So we'll just see what happens. In the meantime, good morning, fucking Redland. So the encounter with the cops went fine. Nightcrawler was not happy with the way he was treated. He thinks he was treated unequally. He may have been, I don't know. I wasn't watching how they were dealing with the fat bastard that called them. Anyway, we waited around for them. I was going to wait around for them because I don't need to have my brother have any more problems with this dude than he already does, even though I'm sure he still will anyway. That guy's just a miserable piece of shit. And miserable pieces of shit with nothing better to do than harass and bully their neighbors are probably just going to keep on doing them and bullying their neighbors. But anyway, hey, at least the cops knew what TED was because they were asking what we were here for. So, and then the dude that works at my brother's co-op, Bruce, he was super cool too. I asked him, you know, like, is what we did, like, was we parked at my brother's place. He has a parking space there. It's part of his co-op, but he doesn't have a car because he's disabled. So we just parked in there. We were going to sleep in my brother's place, but then we would have had to drag out the pads, sleep on the floor, and oh my goodness, I love my brother, but his cat is a beautiful, fat, fluffy, soft, sweet kitty, and it pisses everywhere. So it smells horrible in there. We slept in the van. Anyway, the guy was saying, well, you're not allowed to sleep out there. But, I mean, he basically just started shit with Nightcrawler as soon as he popped out the door. So I knew, I knew as soon as the guy started causing shit with Nightcrawler that, oh, this is probably the guy my brother's trying to get a restraining order against. And yep, sure enough, holy crap, dude, get a life, you fat piece of fucking shit. What a way to start the day. Anyway, whatever. We finally got coffee now, so we're gonna go park this van where it's gonna be living till we're done with the trail and start getting ourselves sorted back out because we got a flight to catch. Denver, we're coming for you. And then an awesome dude we haven't got to meet yet is gonna pick us up, take us back to the trail so we can get back into the woods where there's just a little less crazy going on. I can't wait. We made it to Ontario. Thanks so much to Michelle who gave us a lift here and wouldn't even take all the money I tried to give her for giving us a ride and her time. Oh my goodness. So the stress is gonna stop soon. But hey, look at that. I've never seen one of those signs before. Don't beat me. So we made it to Colorado, and John O and his sweet dog Athena come and pick us up at the airport. It was awesome. We had a little rest stop here, but what I want to know is how are you going to put up a no loitering sign at a rest area? That's not how any of this works. That doesn't even make sense. But anyway, we're almost to Wyoming already, which is nice. Get back on trail tomorrow. Yay! We're going home, people. We're going home. And then we have to haul ass so we don't get snowed in. What's this? Oh, that's nice. Garden clubs. There's not a lot of gardening occurring here at the rest stop. There's definitely plenty of meth consumption, but other than that, yeah, maybe they're doing their own kind of gardening. I haven't been able to video much in the last couple of weeks because, you know, I've been stressed out doing shit, TEDx shit. But, oh, the mountains look really pretty. Now I'm back out. I'm starting to finally relax a little bit. Stop stressing nearly as much. There's just a little stress. But this guy, oh my gosh, this guy has been magical. He has been so amazing. So I just want to have it on video record how fucking awesome this man is. I love you so much. You don't look too bad either. And just like that, we're back in Wyoming. Woo! There's Interstate 80 over there. We're at, I don't even remember what this campground is called. It starts with a V. It's definitely not an English word like Vadavoom or Vadawoo. I'm on board with any place that ends with woo. It's just like one syllable away from woohoo. So yay, back on trail tomorrow. Our return to the trail is so much faster and easier thanks to John. Oh my gosh, I feel so much less stressed already. But yeah, back on trail tomorrow. So excited, can't wait. We've been gone too long. But it's 10, so well past hiker midnight, so bye.